Garden City, Kansas is steeped in history. And if you want to be a part of a new legacy and you love craft beer and food, come to Flat Mountain Brewhouse. All right, here we are in beautiful Garden City, Kansas at Flat Mountain Brewery, and a craft brewery in Western Kansas. Not that it's like, oh my gosh, the two don't mix, but that's awesome. You guys are hitting the geography out here, so.
It's been a blast. We're the only brewery in Garden City. We're the only local one, and the closest one is about 55 miles away from us, and that's only one, and the other one's even farther away. So yeah, we kind of have our own little market over here in the bottom corner of Kansas.
And why is it important to have this open here in Garden City?
It's something the community's been asking for a long time. There's different blueprints for a lot of different places on Main Street. A lot of different places have been hoping for a brewery to come in. I think they're just wanting a place to hang out and enjoy craft beer.
And I like the fact that a craft beer it's an important thing, you know, like we were just talking about, because people can explore. Right. There's usually good food, which you guys have amazing food here as well.
Yes.
But what is it about a community that gets built around? Like, people say, I'm not a beer person. And you don't have to be, because there's so much more that a craft brewery offers, like you guys. I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's all about experimenting. Our kitchen likes to keep things fresh, likes to change up the menu, likes to add new things, just like we like to do that with the beer. We do that with mixed drinks. A big thing of the craft brewing community is just, I think a lot of people that want to step out of their comfort zone, like to try new things, want to experience new things. You try a jalapeno beer, like, oh, that sounds pretty unique or cool for people around here. And it's like, okay, so I'll try it, and wow, I loved it or I didn't. But for a brewer, I mean, it's just as cool for me to get them to try it than for them to even like it or not. I hope they like it, and that's an added bonus, but just to get them to try beer is really fun for me.
Yeah, because how fun is it when you see, like you say, someone likes something and you're like, yeah, not like, oh, we've converted you, like it's a cult that you're trying to get in or whatever, but you're like I say, the education piece going on.
Right, yeah.
It's something you love, you want everybody to love it.
I think that's a lot of it it's all about passion. Like, this is something I care about a lot. I've been doing this for a long time. I like to get other people to try it, and I'm just really excited about it and want to just talk about beer all the time to everybody.
And the name, where did the name come from?
Well, we are the High Plains, and so actually, even though people think Kansas is super flat, altitude speaking, we're pretty high up, and we're very close to Colorado. We're about an hour and a half from the Colorado border, and in Colorado there's a lot of, mountain ranges, and they talk about, mountain beer, mountain water beer, and so we just thought it'd be funny to be Flat Mountain Brewhouse.
Yes, that's cool. I figured there was some kind of a little nod in there as well. But
it's a night of drinking, and we said, what about this? And we chuckled to ourselves.
That's what I was going for.
Well, that's it.
It's the night of drinking, and of course the name comes out, but that's cool. I mean, it's really indicative of what you guys have going on here, and there's so much history in this building as well.
This is one of the oldest buildings in Garden City, and we're right here on historic Main Street, downtown. It's been really cool. Even just doing the work on the building, we found lots of cool things in the building. So
awesome. And you're a 5-barrel system here?
Yeah, we have a 5-barrel brew house. For those who don't know, that equals out to about 10 kegs for each batch that we brew. And it's quite a big step up from a home brewing setup, which is where I got started. Like a lot of brewers in the community, we get started with home brewing, and then someone believes in us and we get to have our own brew house system and start brewing even more.
Awesome. And everyone has their favorites, and not like, what's the most popular beer, but what do you like to brew? What is most fun for you to brew when you're back there playing around?
Maybe this is because we're still new, but really almost every batch is exciting because I'm going to try something a little different, or just if I'm doing it for the 10th time, great, this is a big hit and people like it, so I'm glad to bring it back. But maybe, like I said, it's because I'm still new, but I'm still excited to brew pretty much each batch that we get to do.
Awesome. And I think Mike is back in the brew house right now. Maybe we could talk to him and see what his thoughts are on craft brew.
Yeah.
Flat Mountain Brewery, it's awesome. Michael was just with Cody, and he said to come back here to the brew house and see what was going on back here. So Mike with Flat Mountain, one of the other brewers, and you've got your dream job here as a brewer, correct?
I do, yes.
I'm inflating it for you, but I'm excited. So,
So I was sitting at my last job at the HRO in the Colorado National Guard, and one of the guys asked me, he said, we were all doing this, like that game where if you won the lottery, what would you be doing? I was like, I'd be brewing beer, and like a week later, Cody texted me and was like, hey man, you're the only other person I know that brews. Would you be interested in moving? And I was like, let me talk to my wife. And luckily enough, she's a good woman and let me move.
And then here you are. So, and you get to play with this. I mean, I'm guessing,
Yes.
multiple times a week and crafting wonderful craft brews and whatnot. So what's your favorite brew to make?
IPAs. just because you're a little bit more involved during the boil stage, but that and I just enjoy drinking them too, so IPAs are definitely by far my favorite ones to make.
And you said, why is it that you love to brew? I mean, what is it that brings you satisfaction? You know?
The
'Cause
process,
it's a lot of work.
the process overall, I mean, it's a lot more fun to do a job where you get to work with your hands. And that, and then the end result, once it's on the table in a glass, and you get to see somebody just make that face where you know they are enjoying what they're drinking. It makes it all worth it.
That's awesome. And you guys do incredible food here too, so I think we're going to hit with Preston next and see what's going on with Mr. Preston.
Yes.
But I'm just excited to be here. I appreciate what you guys do, and it's a good thing for the community here in Garden City. So,
definitely.
Awesome.
Mountaineer is my favorite sandwich.
All right, so Preston, as the executive chef here at Flat Mountain, I mean, I've heard your mindset is not incorporating ingredients necessarily, but making sure that the food menu works with the beer menu. How so?
Because we're not just using the beer in the menu. We actually incorporate some of the elements from the beer actually into the menu. A good example of that is the wit beer. The oranges that they actually use for the wit beer, we take what's left from those oranges when they brew, and we actually turn it into our citrus glaze for our salmon. So we're not just trying to incorporate the actual beer into the menu, but the other components that make the beer actually incorporate that into the menu as well, and it gives a more rounded experience when it comes to the food.
And that's got to be a lot of fun because you've got a whole playground back there in the kitchen to come up with ideas, right?
Absolutely. You know, we try to do farm to table as much as we can with farm fresh eggs. Some of our grains come from local growers, and we try to expand on that as much as we can. Most of our meat actually comes from Kansas. But taking all the different elements that can go into beer and can go into the menu, and then kind of hand-picking what we want to do and putting it all together into this strange little cohesive idea that is the Flat Mountain Brewery has really been working well for us. It does create a really unique dining experience.
And I'm glad you said experience because it's from the beer to the food. I mean, everything should have that cohesive feel, you know, a well-rounded experience going on where people are going to leave happy with, you know, happy tummies.
Absolutely. There's so many different owners and different hands going into the creation of this place. I really try to bring out the personality of all of those different people and their different backgrounds into the menu, which creates kind of this strange little eclectic menu of a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But it seems to be working, and the diners really have been enjoying it.
That's awesome. So I've had an awesome time here with the crew at Flat Mountain Brewhouse. And if you want to have the same experience, head to Garden City and check them out yourself.